What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Retro Hoop Collectibles. We are going to do a little bit of a comparison in this video. I've been doing quite a bit of this recently, and I've been kind of in as the market's down right now, and prices are pretty low for some of the cards that were extremely hyped last year. I wanted to start kind of picking up some things that I couldn't afford a year ago that are starting to kind of get in a little bit better spot. And, I started to kind of notice some trends, and really as I was targeting certain players, I was really shocked at how much cheaper their cards are than comparable players. And this is most evident in the two players that I'm going to compare today. And I really been thinking about this a lot. As you guys know, we're sponsored by Card Hedge, so I have access to the Card Hedge tool. Links in the description if you guys want to sign up. They have a free 7-day trial. It's a great tool. I'm going to walk through one of my favorite features right now, but I'm talking about Luka Doncic and Trae Young. Luka from the Dallas Mavericks, Trae Young from the Atlanta Hawks. Both players drafted in 2018. Both very dynamic players, great players. They just continue to flourish and continue to grow within their own respective organizations. Just both have shown, just great basketball IQ. They're great shooters. They're great teammates. I don't really know a whole lot about Trae Young off the court, but I know Luka off the court is, from all accounts, a great person. I haven't heard anything bad about Trae, so I got to assume the same thing there. But, by and large, they're relatively the same player. I was looking at the stats for both players, and, as I was looking at their stats and trying to figure out, kind of why what we're about to see is how it is, they're essentially the same player. They get you the same thing. Now, obviously, there's all kinds of advanced stats that are out there, plus and minuses when they're on the floor and things like that. And I'm pretty sure some of that comes into play. But even as we're looking at it in terms of buying cards, even if you're buying to invest and things like that, which admittedly for Trae Young, Luka, I'm a huge Luka fan. I'm a huge Trae Young fan. But Luka is kind of already at that, he's sort of reached that peak, and it almost seems like everybody's just kind of waiting around for him to kind of take things to the next level. But really, what we're waiting on is for the Dallas Mavericks to take it to the next level, right? And for them to, make a deep run in the playoffs, or potentially make, a conference championship or things like that, right? So it ends up being, I kind of feel like Luka's at this plateau, right? Trae Young, however, he's already, they've gone deep into the playoffs. He has a great supporting cast around him. One of my other favorite players, in Clint Capella, is on the Hawks as well. They play a nice little give and go. But as I'm looking at these stats, they're essentially the exact same player. They both average about 33 minutes. They both average about 25 points a game. Their field goal percentage is about the same, couple points. Their 3-point percentage, Trae Young's a little bit better of a sharpshooter than Luka is, but again, by a couple of points. The one thing that Luka does edge out Trae Young in is in the rebound department. Luka is a bigger body than Trae Young, so you'll find him in the paint a little bit more. However, Trae Young is a little bit more of a cut to the basket type of guy, which kind of leaves some opportunity for him to be a little bit more productive on the assist department, which, as we can see there, he's got him beat there. But again, just by one assist, which, if we're talking, and these are career averages, by the way. But I looked at the averages for this year and just kind of their averages over the last couple of years since they've been drafted, and it's the same story across the board. Steals are pretty much dead even. Blocks are pretty much dead even. I wouldn't expect either of them to have either big stats on either one of those, but they're essentially the same player. And again, I love both of them. I have, rookie cards of both of them, and I wanted to really try to consolidate my collection and really go after a bigger card for each of them. And the card that I'm targeting is obviously the bigger one, which is the Panini the Prism Silvers for both of them. And as I was looking at them, I kind of was thinking to myself, well, I know at some point, these were up at $10,000 for a silver Luka. This was last year, so what we're looking at is kind of the numbers for about a year span. So here at the peak, Luka was selling at close to $10,000, while Trae Young was selling at $1,600. That is a huge gap that I can't really make any sense of. And this is kind of where I want you guys to kind of chime in the comments and let me know, where is this gap coming from? Like, I know that it was hype, right? 2019, 2020, the numbers are inflated. It's all hype. I get that, right? But is it really almost 10x? Because stat-wise, Trae is not 10 times less of a player than Luka, but his card prices are demanding so much more. Now, that's obviously at the peak, right? So we're kind of looking at the peak. But as we get down to right around here, where Luka's cards are selling for essentially 4 times the price of Trae Young cards. So a Trae Young PSA 10 silver is selling for $1,000. A PSA 10 Luka is selling for $4,000, upwards of $4,000. So about 4x, right? And again, this is hype, right? I mean, this big gap's hype, but still, 4-to-1, 3-to-1 is essentially what we're looking at here. Whoever got this $2,600 did really well. But then as the prices continue to come down, so do the prices for both players. As we sit now currently, a PSA 10 Luka is about $3,000, and a Trae Young PSA 10 is about $1,000. So again, triple the price. However, Luka is not triple the player. He's just not. And I don't really know any variables that would really warrant this type of a gap between the prices that these two cards are bringing. It just doesn't make any sense to me. And the only thing that I can think of, and this is kind of something as I was, because I don't really prep for these videos, I just kind of do them. You guys know how I get down. But as I was kind of putting them together and I was really trying to think about why, I don't know if this has any significance. I'm pretty sure it does, because there's a lot of collectors globally, right? And I would say that Luka, obviously coming from, I think he's from Slovenia, has that little bit more of that global appeal. So you're going to have the Eastern European money, the European money coming in strong for Luka as well. Maybe that's it, right? Maybe that's another variable to think about for those of you who are collectors, for those of you who are investors and flippers. Maybe that's another thing to think about, right? Potentially going after somebody who has a very strong international appeal. I'll tell you right now, I'm paying a premium right now for Şengün, Alperen Şengün cards, because he is from Turkey, and there's a massive following of basketball in Turkey. And so I'm pretty sure that there's maybe a 25 to 30% tax there, because he is such a big player. Also, he comes with a lot of accolades from the Turkish league, being the MVP of the Turkish league and things like that. But Luka kind of came along with those same accolades when he first came into the league. Very young, very well known in Europe. And just came with a lot of hype and a lot of accolades. So maybe that has something to do with it. Again, I would say that probably at the moment I'm paying, like I said, a 30% premium on Alperen's cards, but still we're talking triple the price for what is essentially the same exact player. So I don't know. I mean, I could maybe my analytical mind is trying to make too much sense of something that's very dynamic or maybe outside of the numbers. I don't know what the appeal would be for Luka that would take his cards to be 3 to 4 times more than a Trae Young. Trae Young has made it further in the playoffs than Luka Doncic has. I think he's got a better team around him. If, gun to my head, I had to choose, I would say Luka Doncic is the better player, but by a very small margin. They're essentially the same player. So I don't know. This is the question that I pose to you guys. What do you think? What is that thing that Luka has that makes his card so much more valuable than an equally hyped player, and essentially from a statistics standpoint, the exact same player in Trae Young? Let's talk about it in the comments. You guys let me know, because I'm really interested in what everybody's opinion is, because there's so many more examples of it out there. This one was such an easy one to pull out because of the popularity of these two players. They're both in pretty relatively decent sized market teams, Dallas and Atlanta. I would argue Atlanta's probably a bigger market team. You just don't get the same love from collectors, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because Luka loves his mama. I don't know. I got mad respect for anybody that loves their mama. I love my mama dearly. So maybe that's it. I don't know. Anyway, I appreciate you guys watching. As always, let me know down in the comments what you think. If you like this kind of stuff, I'll be doing a whole lot more as we've partnered up with Card Hedge. So hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification bell, and we'll see y'all on the next one. Love y'all. Peace.